I'm in Venice. I get to a certain point where I'm like, okay, I've gone as far as I can go. I think I know how to put these pages together and stuff, but all right, content, and so Brooke and Arlo came around, and the hen house was right down the street with all these girls where they would hang. There was this girl, I think her name was Jess, I just remembered in there. She was a photographer, so she was taking photos. We were developing them in the bathroom, and I don't know how we were developing them in the bathroom. I mean, why not? Oh, because it had to be dark. But it got to a certain point where it was like, okay, what's the next step? I think I've almost, I'm getting something figured out. I'm starting to make pages. What now? And, I can only make like 2 pages at a time because 800 megabytes. So I'd make the 2 pages, and then I had to put them on a disk, and then make the next page and put it on a disk. And then I could never see the whole thing together. Like it was hard. There was one undo on Photoshop. You had one Command Z on Photoshop, and that was it. There was no layers. There was nothing. So I'm getting to that point, and my friend Free says, look, we have a film machine. And I'm like, okay, cool. You'll let me make film there. I'm like, all right, so next step. So then at that point, like I'm at, I can't remember the name of what the shop was called, but Artie Parent and Free, whatever, they gave me a little desk there. And I'm working around the clock because South by Southwest had just started. It was like maybe year 2 or something. And Artie had gone to South by Southwest, and he was a monster of a guy, so intimidating, really scary. And his little brother, little hippie guy, Free, that was my friend, he was like, okay, you do this, but you only have 5 days. Artie's going to be back. We got to get you out of here before he gets back. So like Arlo's driving down photos, and we're scanning stuff. I had bought a scanner, a slide scanner. I had bought all the equipment I needed. So I'm scanning stuff, and I'm typing, and I'm writing and figuring stuff out. And then we go to run the film, and we had no fucking idea how to do it. So it was like the dot resolution and stuff, just clueless on it. You'll notice in that spread of Arlo that one page is smooth. Do you have it right in front of you?
Yeah, I do. Which one?
Open the spread of Arlo, and you'll notice that one page is smooth and proper resolution, and the other one has got dots all over it because it's a low resolution.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I never realized that. This is the pictures he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, half of it is like clear, and the other half is pixelated. I never noticed that.
Right. The whole magazine's like that because we had no fucking idea what we're doing. So we're running films trying to do this. Artie comes home early, right in the middle of making these films. And oh my God, I thought he was going to kill me, kill Free, whatever. We had run so much film trying to figure out how to do this. And so I thought that was it. That was the end. We were toast. But he comes in, just rails us both. And then he's like, all right. And he starts doing it for us. That's why some of the pages are done properly. Because he came home and like actually ran the film for me. So then I had gotten some quotes from a printer. And so then I took it straight from there to the printer. And now at this point, everybody was like, Angie, Dare to Air Tour, we got to go. We got to go. I wanted to have t-shirts. I wanted to have the magazine. So at the same time, Paul had done that cover art for me. My friends that I stayed with in Venice, they were t-shirt makers. They made the Daily Bread t-shirts for me. And I got it to the printer and got it out in time, like literally like grabbing all this shit on the way to the airport to go to Japan. And of course in Japan, we met the skaters that were there, just like Australia. It's like everywhere we went, there was a little organic thing that had happened just like what we were doing. They were doing cones, but we got there, we were like, no more cones. And we took them out street skating because, it was just coming about. Like literally, call out to Scott Crawford, that magazine of Blake doing that. I've got that magazine sitting right on my desk. That is 1993, my friend, early. So it was like early 93. This all happened within a span of months, like Arlo and then Chris. I think Jess again was the one lighting the little spark, like we can grind on this shit, and then like and then people started trying it, and you'll also notice in that issue is it's called a Smith grind. And then
Yeah,
issue 2
yeah.
is called grind.
Yeah,
So that
Arlo.
transition was happening really fast. And so it was like, I'm going to pinpoint it to say the first 3 months in 1993, street skating was born. By August of 93, the magazine was out. We meet up with Tom Fry at the airport on our way to Japan, and we had to like have a layover or something. We were like locked in an airport. There was no one there but us, so we were just fucking around. And there's a picture in that issue in issue 2 of Tom grinding. I think it looks like an air conditioner unit. I don't know what it is, but something in the airport, and he's grinding it. So by the time we got to Japan, the seed had been planted in Tom, and he went apeshit. We were setting up rails. I think it's the only time I actually ever got to really slide a rail properly, because it's just before Daily Bread really took off. And so my days of learning to skate street along with everybody else, just that shit was not going to happen because I was tied to a desk. But
were you saying that was like kind of the birth of street skating when Tom did that grind to the air conditioner at the airport, and then you're like, holy shit, we could do this on other things?
No, the birth of it was happening in Orange County, because we were all skating together and stuff. So it was like, once Jess kind of mentioned the idea of it, it took root in everyone's minds. And I don't know, it was like, it just kind of all happened all at once. But I would say right there in that, it happened all in like a 3 to 4 month period. Boom, the birth of street skating.
Mm.
And then it was just like, I remember we were at, I don't know if it was ASR or something, and somebody's got photos. I think Jess has probably got photos, but it was just all happening like dynamite, just pop, 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 pop. And it wasn't just us. Like we took it to Japan with us, and we showed the Japanese skaters what we were just starting to do. And the Makio was born that day, because that's who we met in Japan, was Makio and Tetsuji and all the guys there. And Makio, it was like, threw down the cones, no more cones. We were all laughing, and he got up there and did a Makio, and then that's the birth of the Makio, and everything was being created right then on the spot. The soul grind, the fish brain, Arlo does a soul, Edwards does a front side, Makio does a Makio, Tom Fry does a fish brain. It's like boom, 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 boom. And those are the foundations for everything that came in street skating. Everything bloomed off of that, And so you've got Japan, Australia, America, right in that little thing. But by the time we were going to Japan, Brooke and Scott Bentley, a lot of the guys had already descended on California. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying, is like everything happened in such a fast time right then. And it was like, it was just boiling, and then the pot just boiled over, just from, and you have to credit, in many ways, you have to credit Morgan and Sean. Had they not put that video together, had they not put that tour together, I wouldn't have gotten us fired. We wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
And then you kind of back up to, if I hadn't been an asshole and like got Rollerblade to open up to like sending us to some places, and so, it's like the pot just was boiling over and it just happened. But the thing that I realized early on is that, yeah, I made a magazine here, which started to give us a platform, but I didn't ever want to take that for granted, as if I really hated the idea that like Hollywood, California, it's like everything here. I always hated that. So I was like, that scene started in Australia that inspired me. This scene was happening here. Everywhere I would go, I would learn the roots of how it happened. And there would always be the core skater, like that started it, and everybody credits that guy as the one that got them skating. There's this one elder in every village. And I wanted to make sure that was always like a really big thing with me. And another reason that I had a falling out with ASA was because it was like, no, if you pinnacle it here and make us somehow superior to everything, you're like just really knocking down a whole lot of history and a lot of like diversity and culture. So I always wanted to just travel. That's what I did with Daily Bread. I just want to travel around the world and document the scenes and their elders, pay respect to who started the history in their little town and who was doing what and how they were doing it. And just, that was the only goal, was just connect us and make this giant family. And the thing that Gab Drum was talking about when he said that we were like calling out, it was kind of like a Pied Piper thing, calling out, but that wasn't what it was. What he doesn't realize is that, again, there was a war, there was a battle going on for marketing and for us to pull ourselves away. So when I started doing the magazine, I reached out to all the industries that were making products, Hyper, Kryptonics, Rollerblade, and I said, what are you going to do for us? I sent them, I posed the question to them in a fax. What are you going to do for this industry? What products are you going to design for us? What plans do you have? Are you going to put any teams together? Yada, yada. Not one of those motherfuckers answered back to me, except for Cosmo, of course, because Tim's one of us. And so I didn't get a single response. Not one of them took me serious. So I had nothing to print. It was called Voice of the Industry. And so instead, since I got no responses back, I put a questionnaire together for all the skaters and said, talk to the industry. Tell them what do you want from the industry? And so that first issue has that, skated, if you can even read it, my horrible.
I was gonna say, because I remember seeing that in the magazine too. It says, quoted from the magazine, we asked some skaters what they had to say to the industry of inline skating, and this is what we heard. We also tried to get quotes from every skate company about their plans for the future and where they will be directing their marketing. But for one reason or another, that just didn't work out. Maybe next time. Yeah,
they did not answer. So I was like, all right, okay. And especially Rollerblade wanted nothing to do with me. So I was the Antichrist. So when that first issue came out and they saw that this was going to happen and this was serious or whatever, you better believe issue number 2, everybody's like, kiss the ring. Oh, well, we're going to make a product. We're going to put a team together. We're going to do this. Because suddenly they realized that there was like an actual platform that was going to connect people. And if they weren't on board, they were going to be, they realized that, yes, I was now in marketing. And I was going to market for us, by us, to us. And that was it. You were either on board or piss off.
Yeah, it's so awesome here in the beginning of all of these things, from the tricks to how this thing's getting started and people wanted to jump on. I just wanted to say that, like, we're talking about how beginning of time this is for skating. In the issue itself, it says, like, the inside scoop, Rollerblade is finally coming out with a street skate. Rosie supposedly has one out now, and Auction is coming out with one as well. Any others? Like, that's how early this is. And it even says, keep your eyes and ears open for Groove Productions Dare to Air video. It's the first real video about aggressive skating. Like, that's like foreshadowing, with the first Blade video. It's fucking amazing to see that. And you also have in here, Daily Bread's sister mag Box will be coming soon to a store near you. What was the relationship then between Box and Daily Bread?
I was on the hippie love side, but apparently at the same time they were trying to put me out. So
and who was in the picture you chose too for Box?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Oh, that's Pat Parnell and Chris Mitchell.
Man, call them out and everything. I see you are trying to play the hippie, like you're trying to be neutral, because you also shout out Rollerblade in here too. And you got fired from Rollerblade.
I wanted everyone to recognize that, like, there was no hate, there was no nothing. It was just very strict, serious. Let us be free. Let us be ourselves, or else. Like, we're not going to be pushed around. We're going to be who we're going to be, and this is what's going to happen. And we want you on board. We'd love for you to be on board. We want everybody to whatever. Just don't be fake. Don't be an asshole. Don't be greedy. Don't be egotistical. Don't be in it for fame. Don't, like, if you're looking to get famous and just make a bunch of money and you're only doing this because those are your objectives, move on. Mm-hmm. It's like, I actually was watching some of your things, and Derek Henderson, took him a while. He says it. he figured it out. You know, he figured out what rollerblading meant to him, what he was, when he finally stopped trying, you know, because he wasn't there in that beginning when we had nothing. So a lot of people came in wanting something, you know, like all we wanted was an industry. But a lot of people came later that had other ulterior motives. They either wanted to be famous, or they wanted to make a bunch of money, or they wanted to, like, they wanted something. And to me, it was just always that crystal clear cut. If you're in it for skating and because you love skating, you're my friend, you're family. If you're in it because skating is going to do something for you, I can't relate. You know, like, I got nothing for you.